In the midst of an opioid crisis, we often look at statistics to inform our understanding of overdoses. Tonight, our Laura Ullman takes a deeper dive.
In 2023, 236 people died from an overdose in the state of Vermont, each with their own story. Winsong Young is one of them, and I got to learn about the resources available to her and if there was anything that could have prevented her passing. This past Christmas Eve, when most people were curled up by the fire with their families, dozens took to Church Street to rally for an emergency shelter for the city of Burlington's homeless. Among them was a homeless woman, Winsong Young, who questioned the system's barriers to shelter.
Most of us won't even qualify for shelters. Under their stipulations, their questions, you've got to have Social Security, you've got to have disability, you've got to either domestic violence, or you've got to be with children. There are people out here, most of us didn't qualify on any of those.
Just a couple days later, my inbox began to flood with messages from people who knew her, telling me she had died of a drug overdose.
We thought she might make it. She was so smart and she was so clear about what was happening, and she was so beloved.
Alyssa Jonk met Winsong Young last summer. They picked up trash together on the steps of First Congregational Church. Young ended up doing more work for the church, getting sober and helping around when she could. But on January 21st, Jonk officiated her memorial service.
Winsong, with her prophet's heart, looked around at all of the despair. I think she felt that really deeply. You know, could we save her? I mean, that's like a hero complex. I think more meeting her where she is and addressing the things that she's seeing.
Are deaths from overdoses preventable? It's a question the state asks itself in their social autopsy report.
We are looking at, through the social autopsy, intersections that folks who have died of an overdose have had with the participating agencies.
That includes Vermont State Police, the Department for Children and Families, Medicaid, and so on. The trends inform statewide decisions to prevent overdose deaths.
Making change happen, especially at systems level, does take time to really identify where change can happen and implement those changes.
While we wait, Jonk says the church steps up.
We're really called to provide the community that the community is not stepping up and providing.
But unfortunately, neither the state nor the church could provide what Young called for just nights before her death.
If Winsong had a place to go so she wasn't in that despair of being alone around the holidays, if she had somewhere to go, I believe she'd be alive.
The next social autopsy report is expected to cover 2022 and 2023 and will be released later this year. In the studio, Laura Ullman, Channel 3 News.